Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm very pleased to have David Terk returning as my guest today. David always knew he wanted to do work that would result in changing people's lives for the better, and special needs planning certainly fit that description. David enjoys the challenge of helping people maximize and protect the benefits they are entitled to, and is passionate about helping families create a secure future for all their loved ones. He is a highly sought-after speaker on the many subjects and issues that affect the special needs community and provides comprehensive planning services through his firm, Serenitas Special Needs Planning. He holds a BA from Tulane University and an MBA from Pepperdine University. Welcome back, David, and thank you so much for joining me today to discuss lifestyle planning.
Thanks, Gilda. Always nice to be here.
So, tell me, what exactly is lifestyle planning, and why is it important for families to engage in it, especially those that have a member with special needs?
Well, this is the most important component of special needs planning. In our other segments, we've talked about legal planning and government benefit coordination and financial planning, and all of that, of course, is crucially important. But none of that addresses who your loved one is and what makes a good day versus a bad day. And lifestyle planning is where the family is able to put down in writing what they want for the future of their loved one.
That sounds really good, and it sounds very, very important to do so, because having all the pieces of the puzzle and putting it together mechanically and the material needs and so on and so forth is one thing, but it sounds to me like this really considers the mental and the emotional needs that equal happiness for the person involved. Would that be right?
That's exactly right. We feel that while this is not a legal document, the information that goes in here, it goes into a document called the letter of intent, which is as important or more important than the will or the special needs trust themselves. The letter of intent addresses lifestyle issues that require decisions regarding where the person will live, continued education programs, employment and different social activities, religious affiliation, medical care, behavior management, advocacy, conservatorship, trustees, and final arrangements. And there's so many things to address. And it is such a gift to be able to do this for all the people that come after you who are going to be caring for your loved one. In addition to leaving detailed instructions, in addition to all of that, detailed instructions are left to assist the person with typical activities of daily living, like bathing and dressing and feeding. Perhaps the person is nonverbal and has a special way of communicating that only the immediate family knows and understands. It's really important to be able to share this information with current and future caregivers. Now, rather than writing a lengthy description of what each facial expression means, which can be really challenging, right now we're blessed with some wonderful technology. We have cameras in our pockets, and being able to record these things and share them, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You can record your child or loved one in these different activities of daily life and different activities and therapies and whatever they're doing, and be able to share that in a password-protected video file with current and future caregivers, being able to share deeper information about your child. What makes a good day versus a bad day? Is it scrambled or fried eggs? All of these things are really important, and the smoother that we're able to make transitions for our loved ones, the better quality of life they're going to have. So I like to illustrate this with a little story that's true. One time we had a man named John come to our office, and John was 42 years old. His parents had passed away. John came in with his sister and brother-in-law. He was oxygen deprived at birth and had the mental capacity of an 18-month-old. He used wheelchair and was nonverbal. And parents had passed away without having a plan, and John came in with his sister and brother-in-law to make sure that there was a plan in place for when they weren't there. And during our meeting, John puts a huge smile on his face and starts rolling his head from side to side, saying, "Bubba, Bubba." And so I asked his sister, what does John mean? She says, he's saying bubbles. So I thought she was talking about blowing bubbles, because who doesn't love blowing bubbles? But she said, no. He loves the feeling of soda bubbles going down his throat. And not any soda, Pepsi. So it's really that it always was very striking. It's a cute story. But what if John came to live with me and I have Coca-Cola in the house? First of all, what are the chances of me ever getting from bubbles, if I figure that out, to soda bubbles? And at some point, John starts saying, "Bubba, Bubba," and I'm unable to figure out, I've got chewing gum, or I'm blowing bubbles, or we do a bubble bath. And by then, I'm out of ideas. And John's getting frustrated, and I'm getting frustrated. And pretty soon, John stops asking for that one thing that gives him some joy in his life. So the
right.
result,
I mean, this is, like you were saying, the difference between a good day and a bad day. And if that's not recorded somehow to be accessible for whoever is going to be his caretaker, how can they possibly know? How can they figure that out? This is something that his sister knows because she grew up with him.
That's right. And we take for granted. So one of the things that we do is we try to break it down into a document where you can separate yourself from being mom and dad and be more objective, as if you're looking at your loved one through someone else's eyes, and being able to communicate that and realizing how much needs to be shared. So those thoughts can be very daunting. Thankfully, over years, we've been able to lay this all out in a very logical fashion so that you can take it in a step-by-step format without being overwhelmed doing this.
Now, is this letter of intent that you're referring to, is this part of a special needs trust? Is it a standalone document? How does that work? How does it go together?
So the letter of intent is your instructions for your intent to future trustees for your family trust and special needs trust. They're not necessarily part of the family trust or the special needs trust, but they give a lot more deeper instruction to the person who's going to come after you and manage things.
Well, this is really great and very important information, David, because everything that you've said makes a lot of sense, and doing this kind of planning now for the future is something that is very relevant and as I said, very important for the future caretaking and happiness and well-being of that person that is in your life with special needs. So if our listeners have questions about what we've been discussing or want to know more, how can they contact you?
They can find me on my website, serenitas.snp.com. That's SerenitasSNP.com. You can find me at the same place on Facebook or call me at 818-231-6759.
Well, thank you so much, David, for your time and the very helpful information that you shared today.
Thanks for having me again, Gilda. It's always a pleasure.
I also want to thank our listeners for spending a part of their day with us. I'm Gilda Evans, reminding you to take care of yourself and that special person in your life.